And we're back.
Woohoo!
Welcome to the Auto Authorities Podcast. My name is Jay Grossman. I'm the founder and CEO of Auto Agent. We are real estate agents for cars, and the I stands for integrity. And this is
Mr. David Marks with Quality Auto STL, home of trusted services with no surprises.
And do we have a good one today? And this one actually comes from one of our fans, Scott, who came to us, and he's like, "Hey, Jay, what's going on with car dealerships? Are we ever going to have car and inventory on our lots again?" And I said, "You know what? This sounds like a good podcast, doesn't it?"
Absolutely.
So we're going to talk about today the future of car dealerships. What is the future? Is it what we see now where it's order only, or is it going to change? And we're going to tell you in this show today. You ready to do this, Mr. David Marks?
Absolutely.
Have you ever felt like you were taken for a ride when buying, selling, or repairing your car? Well, not anymore. I'm Jay.
And I'm Dave.
And this is the podcast that tells you what to watch out for, whether you're buying, selling,
or repairing your car.
With 47 years of automotive experience, we are the Automotive Authorities. This podcast is sponsored by AutoAgent. We're real estate agents for cars.
And Quality Auto STL, trusted services with no surprises.
Boom!
Booyah!
All right. Well, I'll tell you this. We're talking today about what is the future of car dealerships.
Ooh.
Things are very different right now, aren't they, Mr. David Marks?
Yeah, they've been different for a couple of years compared to the way I normally do business with them.
Well, before we get going, I want to thank our sponsors, AutoAgent. They are real estate agents for cars. They absolutely take care of selling your car without any involvement from you. Market, list, show your car at no cost to you. And AutoAgent will help you navigate the entire horrible buying process, whether it be a new or pre-owned car nationwide.
Ooh.
And this is Mr. David Marks with Quality Auto STL, trusted services with no surprises. And we are here today, and we are coming live on our Facebook group. There's a couple different ways you can watch us. You can go on our Facebook group page and click the join group button, or you can watch us on YouTube and click the subscribe button and the notification button in the right hand corner to be notified of all of our podcasts. And this is broadcast to 19 different channels, one of them being iTunes.
Ooh.
So you can listen to us. There's all kinds of ways. And what about our website, the AutoAuthorities.com? That's the AutoAuthorities.com. You can listen to all of our podcasts. We have been doing this for over a year now.
It's unreal.
Every week coming to you. We love what we do. And boy, do we have some good. Oh, and then I can't forget about our giveaway at the end. Or should we wait till the end, or should we do it now?
I make them wait.
Let's wait till the end. And we have a huge prediction that we're going to make at the end of this show too. So let's get into this. What do you think about this craziness that's going on now? You can't even drive by a car dealership and see a car on the lot. What do you think about that?
I got mixed opinions and mixed thoughts. One side of me says that, this is the future, that they are going to keep, limiting the inventory because they've seen what people are willing to pay, and people are willing to pay over MSRP. But then on the other side of it, it's like we live in a kind of like we want it now society where we want it now. So if this Ford dealers doesn't have this truck with this option, but the Chevy dealer does down the street, what's going to keep that consumer from going to that? So I think that they're going to figure out the right kind of mix between what's the right amount to have to keep the customer there, but yet, keep their costs down so they can increase their profits.
Yes, and it's pretty crazy. And let's really get into this. And so for those of you that don't know how car dealerships work, it's pretty simple. Before COVID, we could drive out to a car dealership and we could pick out our car and we can leave that day. And now it's taking 6 to 8 weeks, if not more. There are some vehicles right now, and we've talked about this several times in our podcast, that are taking months, if not over a year to get a vehicle. And so the way that dealerships work is you have a manufacturer and you have what you call a franchise dealership. And the manufacturers provide vehicles for that franchise dealership. The franchise dealership pays that manufacturer for that car, and then they turn around and sell it to you. And they have what you call a invoice price, which we all know that word. And what an invoice price is what that car dealership, the franchise dealership pays the manufacturer. And then once they've paid the manufacturer, the car goes on the lot, and then the car gets sold. And once the car is sold, they get what we call a holdback of about 3% from the manufacturer. So the franchise dealer gets a holdback amount of about 3% as kind of a rebate to that dealer. So that's really how it's been working so far. And so if you could go into a car dealership and you could get invoice price, that's a fairly decent deal.
Yeah, it is. So let me a quick question, Jay. Do all dealers pay the same? So all four dealers are paying the same price, all Chevy dealers and all Toyota dealers. And then there's different ways dealers can pay the manufacturers for their vehicles, correct?
Correct. And they all pay the same price for the same vehicle. However, there are a few disparities, and I don't want to get too off track here, but this is good to know. When you see an invoice price, the franchise dealers are adding other fees onto that invoice. So they're adding their advertising budget. So, for instance, they may figure $100 to $300 a car for advertising, and that gets added to the invoice price. So when they tell you invoice price, you have to look at the real invoice price. There's what I call a real invoice price and an inflated invoice price. Now, nobody's even touching invoice prices, just like you said, Mr. David Marks. So the way that dealers actually pay for vehicles from, I'm sorry, when I say dealers, I'm talking about franchise dealers, pay the manufacturers for the vehicles, is what you call a floor plan, or some dealers just pay cash for the vehicle. Ooh. And what a floor plan is basically they're financing that vehicle. They're saying, okay, it's kind of like a line of credit. They have a certain amount of line of credit and okay, well, we're going to go purchase that vehicle. And that vehicle is $30,000. Well, they have an interest rate that they have to pay on that vehicle. So every minute that vehicle stays on that dealer's lot, it is costing them money.
Ooh.
So as we really get into this program today, we're going to talk about some of those things because some dealers are paying cash, the franchise dealers to the manufacturer, and some are financing, and most do finance. So the key is for them to turn their vehicles as quick as possible. So the dealers are absolutely loving this party, let's just call it. So Auto Agent works with dealers all the time, and there's some just amazing dealers that we work with. They're so easy to work with. They play by our rules, and then there's the bad dealers. But regardless of what's happening, is dealers are making out like bandits on this. Because how cool would it be? Like, Dave, you have a business, right? So let's say somebody wants to, they want to buy something from you. Let's say it's a service pack. Well, I'm
We
going to
have
say,
a service package. Yeah, we have these vehicle care cards that we sell.
yeah. So you basically are getting your money up front, and you know that you're getting your money, that you're not putting out money like for more than a day, and you're going to get your money back.
Yeah,
And
plus
so
profit.
yes, so the challenge when you have a business is when you give somebody a product or service and they take 30 days to pay you. Well, that's money, that's cash flow money that you're there's a cost to that money.
Right.
And
Yeah.
and so when you are able to get paid faster, sometimes at the time of sale, and that is exactly what's happening right now. There's no inefficiencies, but there's a big problem, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit. Is it going to stay the way it is now? And are people going to wait 6 to 8 weeks to get a car? And I have my opinions on that, and I'll talk about that, and I'll even talk about my prediction about the future of car dealerships and car salespeople.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean it's really really some crazy stuff that's happening now, but it's going to truly redefine the entire industry as we know it.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's out there on what I've seen. The other thing we're about that middle point of the episode because we got a golden nugget, and I don't know if it's a golden nugget, but it's gonna bombshell what one manufacturer is, how they're gonna want to change their business model.
Well, we'll definitely talk about that, and we want to save those golden nuggets because we want you to keep listening to us.
Right.
Isn't that what they do? Is like you just like, and stay tuned.
Yeah, stay tuned.
We will find
That's what
out
the news does
when we come back.
Yes, we will.
Yeah. But no, I've had conversations with with the dealers, and they're just like making piles of money. I mean, piles and
Wow.
piles and piles. And then there's some dealers, just like you said, they're charging 5 to 10,000 over sticker price. Over sticker.
Yeah, I can't get away with that on services. Yeah, last week we charged $500 for this water pump. Today it's $900. We can't do that. I wish I could.
So like I always live by this. I don't think profit's a bad word. I just think unfair is.
Well, and then the market's going to dictate that. I mean, the way the market went is it dictated this. I mean, I know for the cars that I sell, I've been able to sell them for more than what I did pre-COVID. It's just the way the market is. That's the market dictates supply and demand.
Right. Well, and that's exactly what's happening. And we're going to talk about in a future episode, we're going to talk about the used car market because people are saying it's going to crash and burn. And we're going to hit those points of it. But so I just want to really take a quick second to thank our sponsors. And if you're just joining us, we are talking about what is the future of car dealerships. What is the future? When you're driving by car dealerships today, you do not see cars spread out all over the lot, do you? And when people are coming to us, they are frustrated because it's 1,000 times harder to buy a car this year than it was even last year. And people are coming to iAutoAgent and they're asking us like, can you help us buy a car? Like, we are so frustrated, and they're confused because the way that we've always done things in the past is changing. And if you're just joining us, that's what we're talking about. once again, our sponsors are iAutoAgent, real estate agents for cars. They will not only help you sell your car, but you don't have any involvement. They market, list, and show your car at no cost to you. They'll help you navigate the entire buying process for you. And this is David Marks with Quality Auto STL, trusted services with no surprises. We have a tremendous experience in this industry, and that's why we bring it to you. And if you're just also joining us, give us like like the topic we're talking about today was brought to us by one of our fans. Let us know, what do you want to hear about? Go to the AutoAuthorities.com. That's the AutoAuthorities.com. Leave us some comments. Let us know. Put the comments below when you're listening to this. Let us know what you want to hear, because we're here for you. That's why we do what we do. And we are on YouTube. You can watch us on YouTube, and you can just click the subscribe button in the right corner, the notification button, and you can watch us on YouTube, or you can just listen to us. We're on 19 different channels, including iTunes. So let's get into.
Here's something to think about too, Jay, is there's two types of buyers. And I think these manufacturers are going to figure out that the consumer type that buys all online, I mean, everything online, groceries, everything, they're going to figure out how to cater to them. And that consumer, they might be willing to wait that time period because they don't have to go anywhere. Then there's a consumer like me. I'm old school. I like to go to the store, see it, feel it, touch it.
Yep.
And do I want to buy this or not? I don't buy a whole lot online. I'm old school. And sometimes when I can't find the stores, I get frustrated. Is there's two types of consumers, and they're going to figure out, one, what falls into what bucket, and then how long they're willing to wait and how to cater to them.
I totally agree with that 100%. And on that note, let's talk about some of these, I will call them beta programs that are coming out, Ford being one of them, that Ford definitely is trying to change the game. They're going to try to keep this as close to order only as they can. There's still going to be units on the ground, but it's 6 to 8 weeks to build a car. And what's going to happen? What's going to happen is we're going to have exactly what you said, is there's going to be these on-demand type of people that want the car now. So then what happens?
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. And there's people that, don't want to leave their house to do anything. They want everything delivered to them. So it's catering to them. Now, the interesting to see will be with Ford is, okay, if they're doing this order only, well, if that reduced Ford's cost to produce and the dealer's cost to have it, will they reduce the price they sell to the consumer, or are they going to try to capitalize on that? Hey, this doesn't cost as much, we can make more money, and try to keep them, so if you get an F-150, is that their price still online with a Chevy Silverado and a Dodge Ram with the same options, trim level, and all of that? Or are they we don't have this extra overhead, now we're cheaper?
I will say what I think about that is absolutely not. The prices are going up. In fact, I talked to one of my dealers. They're predicting at least a 5% increase minimum. And what other people don't know is when you're buying a vehicle from a dealer, there's price increases like every month, whether you know it or not. And it's usually $100 or $200. But that's why you see these big rebates at the end of the year, because let's say that in January that vehicle was $30,000. Well, by the time it's December, that vehicle could be close to $31,000 because of the price increase. And then all of a sudden they give you $1,000 rebate. That sounds really good, but really what they're doing is they're just moving around the numbers, and it makes it look like you're getting it for less. Actually, that is a good golden nugget right there. A lot of people
No, that's a really good point. So Jay, let me a couple of questions with the dealer model going to mainly online. What do you think is going to happen to your average dealer, salesman, the finance guy? I mean, service and parts, it is what it is. I don't think they can't replace that because you're still going to have humans servicing these vehicles. I mean, robots aren't technicians, and I don't think ever will be. But so as far as the sales side of this goes, what's the future of that?
I want to save that for the end.
We got 10 minutes left.
I'm going to save it.
I'm going to talk about this for 10 minutes. I know you can.
I'm going to save it in. Should I say it now?
Let's just go ahead and say it now.
I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to tell you this. I made a prediction in 2014 when I decided to start iAutoAgent. I said, and I wish I would have written it down or somewhere where I could have proven, but I said,
we believe you.
And one of the things that drove me to start this company, I said, car dealerships will not be the same that we know them, and car salespeople will be eliminated. And that's definitely going to happen. I truly believe it. Now, does that mean that we're not going to have service? Absolutely not. You're going to see the dealerships. You're going to see maybe one or two people that will order the vehicles. They'll have some drivers on the lot. This is exactly what I said in 2014. And car salespeople are going to be eliminated. There's a lot of AI products out there right now. There's a lot of online products out there. If you are a car salesperson, you will not have a job in probably, I'm going to say 5 years.
Wow. So when somebody just shows up on a dealer's lot, who is going to acknowledge them? Is there going to be somebody to show them the vehicles? And
yes, here's my prediction. Here's my prediction.
There'll be the finance manager and the trying to upsell all the other products, or are they gone too?
Nope. Here's how it's going to happen. And I could be wrong. I don't have a crystal ball, but here's what I think. You pull up to the dealership, you're going to have 2 to 3 concierges is what they're going to be called. And the concierges are basically going to say, okay, what kind of vehicle are you looking at today? Oh, we're looking at, a Honda Odyssey. Oh, okay, no problem. We have some test drivers here. And what you're going to do is you can take these for a drive. Here are some of the vehicles that we have already produced, right? And they are going to be at the manufacturer, almost ready to go. They're going to figure this out. They're going to figure this algorithm out where it's going to be more efficient. So now they're going to like, okay, well, I want that in blue. Okay, well, it looks like the blue one is set to be built to this month. So we're going to go ahead and do this. And then we have some other products we'd like to provide to you. And you can go right here on our computer and you can choose the products that you would like. And
trip level options, features. They want leather. They want DVD. They want
Yep.
all that stuff.
If you'd like to go ahead and upgrade, you just click those upgrades and we'll make sure that's on there. There's going to be a little video so you can watch the video. You can even do this from your house if you'd like. This isn't even going to be just at the dealership. You could do this from your house. You're going to have these training, these videos that basically say, okay, well, here's warranty number 1. Warranty number 1 is going to do this, this, and this. And you can get this, this, and this. And
you talk about the extended warranty.
Yep. I'm talking about extended warranties. I'm talking about the add-ons. I'm talking
packages, service plans.
Yes.
The whole works.
The same people that are taking your order at the restaurant are going to be taking your order at the car dealership. I'm telling you, that's how it's going to be. The service is what makes those dealerships run. That will not change. But car salespeople will, because car salespeople are a overhead for a dealer. Finance people are a huge overhead. I know a finance person that just told me the other day he just left the business. He makes $400,000 a year.
Wow.
So do you think that the dealerships are going to want to have Guido's cousin?
Help
It
Bobby.
Well, here's what's going to happen with Bobby. Bobby's going to basically be able to, like, I don't know, he's not going to be able to make as many mistakes. The dealers are going to still make their money. Now, the only thing that's going to be a little bit different, and this is going to be interesting to see what happens, is the used car market.
Yeah, I was going to say, how do they gauge what they pay on trade-ins? Who does that?
Well, that's easy stuff because
I mean, I don't know.
well, the data that we have in our so what the data that I have available to me, so current and past data, I could literally take somebody that has never done any type of car sales before, and truly that's pretty much what I do when I bring people into iAutoAgent, and I can teach them on how to value a car. Why? Because the values are already there. You can see that, if a dealer is selling something for 25,000, you're probably going to get between 20 to 21,000 for your trade-in on an average. When you get into higher end vehicles, $6,000 and $7,000, $8,000 margins. Sometimes 10 or more thousand when you get into the massive, like, high-end luxury cars. So you're going to have somebody that they're going to value the car. They're going to give you that value. They're going to have the used cars will probably still be on the dealer's lots, is what I still see. But I see new cars just being a very different breed, and I still think car sales people will be eliminated in the sense that we know them today, and that concierge is still going to show you that used vehicle. I mean, think of what CarMax has done.
Yeah, I have no idea.
One of my least favorite places. Not the least favorite. Carvana wins that one. Vroom's probably second, and then CarMax is probably third.
Sure.
But what they're doing is they're taking these people that have been in other industry, and they just plug them into a system, and all they are is concierge. So they're just taking orders. They're not showing them about the car. They're not doing anything. People do their own research about those cars, and then you provide any type of data that they're looking for on the cars. If they want a Carfax or they want a history report or whatever it is, and then they make that decision if they want to buy the car or not. So all these people, like, that I grew up, I started in the car business in 1996. All the people that I grew up with in the business, they're going to be extinct. That's not going to be anymore.
Huh.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's why when I started iAutoAgent in 2015, I saw this coming, and we moved with the changes, and we're completely, like, everything is streamlined. It's electronic. We keep our overhead low. It's pretty cool.
It's awesome. No, it's been great to get to know you the past few years and see how you just have literally, like, automated the whole process for somebody to buy a car where they can just keep rolling doing what they do, and then poof, a car shows up.
But we didn't lose the personalized experience, and that's what people are still looking for. They want that personalized experience. When you're making a huge purchase like that, they still want to feel like they're talking to a human. When you call some of these places like Carvanas and Vrooms, you're talking to a freaking person in a call center, and you are. Nobody wants the call center. They hate it.
That's why the service department will stay what it is, because people want that personal touch for the service. And
exactly.
You can't eliminate that. I mean, you're still going to have service advisors, technicians, and all that. That'll never go away.
I think that's a good note to end on. So let's do our giveaway.
All right.
If you're listening right now, take out your phone and type in the numbers 57838. Text the word car, CAR, to 57838. And you will receive our free ebook on how to buy a car without the nonsense. Get access to all of our podcasts, but read that book. There's a lot of good stuff in it. And I think it was just an amazing episode. And I hope that everybody really, really got something. And share it with all your friends and family. All right. Well, Mr. David Marks, we will see you on the next episode. And we got a really good one planned. So stay tuned.
Bye, everybody.